What should you be excited about, nervous about, and not to sleep on for this game against Mississippi State that's happening tomorrow? I got all the scoop for you next. Locked On Bulldogs.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Locked On Bulldogs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. I am Clint. Daniel is elsewhere. He's actually heading over to Athens right now. He'll be in your guys' neck of the woods. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel, FanDuel.com. Thanks for making us your first listen of the day. Thanks for making us an everyday podcast for you. We know that you have many options when you look at podcasts, and the fact that Locked On Bulldogs is what you have in your ears in the morning, in the afternoon, when it comes Saturday, and the Overreaction Show. We greatly appreciate it. Today, we are talking about what you should be excited about, what you should be nervous about, and what not to sleep on. These are the three phases of the game that we like to talk about and we want to get into. Now, let me just spoil this for you now. The Mississippi State game is not going to be, shouldn't be, by all accounts and with every single fiber of my being, I am begging not to be a close contest. Yes, I said that out loud. I said the part that no dog fan wants to hear out loud. It shouldn't be a close contest. As score predictions are rolling in, they are mainly in the realm of somewhere to 40-10, 2 scores for the Bulldogs, and then however many points the actual Bulldogs, the good ones, the correct ones, Georgia will want to score. Mississippi State might get a couple in there, might sneak a touchdown in, but they are inexperienced. They are young. They got an offensive-minded head coach that wants to go fast. They have some things that on the surface looks like, Georgia's had problems with before, but we haven't. But I'm going to give you the preview before I'm going to let you know what this looks like. They haven't had problems with these types of teams before. Alabama even tried to go quick, and yes, that first quarter was the scariest first quarter I've ever seen this Georgia team under Kirby Smart play in some time against an inferior opponent. Yes, I said it, inferior. I thought they were the best team in the SEC. That still might be the case. I don't think it is anymore. They have to prove themselves over a long, long time now. But outside of that, the Kentuckys of the world want to play the game close, and Kirby's happy to get in a dogfight with you on that and win the game every single time against Stoops. Alabama wants to go ahead and spread it out and get going. Many Alabama fans that are still here will say, well, we've 1-6, 1-6, 1-6, 1-7, 1-8. They're going to keep going up the list of wins and losses. They're going to keep adding to it, and they're going to keep making their own history, whatever they want, or future casting, whatever they want. But the fact of the matter is, even Ohio State gave us fits, gave us problems, but we counterpunched on that one. And that's why I want to start with what we're excited about. It's another game in Athens. That should get you excited. It's another weekend full of commits, but we're mid-season. We can't talk about commits, although there will be a ton of them, many of them rival fan bases, Alabama, Auburn, have people in the house that are committed to them and looking to flip, looking to go elsewhere, looking to no longer be part of that program, but part of a program that's going to go ahead and get you into the league and make you into something great. So the first thing is there's a lot of good recruits this week, and we're back in Athens. That's something you should be excited for because we don't get many of these. Cherish them. If you're going to the game, make sure that this is you're losing your voice at. Okay? Just you're losing your voice at. And yes, make it happen, people, please. Because there's nothing quite like a Saturday in Athens in the fall watching them Bulldogs go. The second thing to be excited about is this. I think we are going to continue to see an improved tackling team. Now, Mississippi State does not have the Joes to go with their X's and O's. They don't have the personnel to go with it, but they have a couple of guys that can go ahead, and they're still SEC caliber players. They're still collegiate athletes. They're still getting the face time and the recognition for this. So the first thing, the second thing that I'm excited about is to see this improved. Yes, it's improved. And yes, I think it'll continue to improve. And yes, I think that it'll get better each and every week because Kirby Smart is making it a focus each and every week. Tackling. We saw a number of missed tackles drop from Alabama to Auburn. We saw more sure tackling. We saw more wrap up. This is something you can teach. Tackling does have physicality, has a I want it or not. That's like physicality. You either want the contact or you don't. That's true. Tackling is a skill trait. Where you step, your footwork is key. How you wrap is key. How you bring your hips is key. How you drive, how you roll. They're all teachable technical aspects that can be overcome, can be taught. I think Kirby Smart and staff know this. And I think that ever there was a time to get ready, to get practice, get game reps, to get snaps against somebody else as we look to go into Austin following week, this is it. And Mississippi State, they want to go fast, they want to go quick. If you miss a tackle, oh man, it's going to be hard to get back on pace on defense. They're going to keep churning and keep going. When you get them behind the sticks, when you get them out of bounds, when you get an incompletion, when you get a sack, a negative play, all of a sudden that mechanic stops going. They're off pace and things get really out of hand in a hurry. Snowball effect takes place against Mississippi State. So be excited to be in Athens. Be excited for improved tackling. And the last thing that I do truly think we're going to see in this game, because now it's forced upon us. Many Dog fans have been saying, hey, look, where are these talented younger guys on the offense? What is happening to them? Where's our skill positions? Where's our skill players? Well, because of poor choices by a couple of players on Georgia, we're going to get to see that. Anthony Evans might get his shot, but he needs to block better on the perimeter. If you want your shot, I keep telling us, every single player in Kirby Smart's system, if you want the Fraziers of the world to play and break off the chunk runs, if you want the ETNs to get going, if you want the slip screen, if you want the Lost and Lucky outside to go ahead and hit and get up the field, and you want those big chunk plays so the offense can really get cooking so that we can hit the long bomb, then you got to block on the perimeter. Anthony Evans, block on the perimeter. Block on the perimeter. Arian Smith can't catch, but he can block. He's got that tenacity in him. He learned that very quick. If you block, you're in the game. You have the ability to catch a reception in that case. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited for younger guys to get in. I think we're going to see it more. I think the defensive line, Michael Williams, no longer on the injury report. That's huge, huge to see him no longer on the injury report. If we want to have an abject day against Tech, we need him healthy. We need him whole. We need him back. So those three things I'm excited about. I'm going to come back and tell you what I am nervous for, because there are some nervous things, truly and honestly. But first, these. And these are Z-Biotics. Z-Biotics are a pre-alcohol probiotic drink. We're the first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember to make Z-Biotics your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly, and you'll feel better tomorrow. Look, here's the deal. Gave probiotic, this pre-alcohol, a try. And it works, guys. If you're thinking to yourself, well, I have kids, I have family, I have responsibilities, go ahead and take this. And the next day you're going to be feeling fine and absolutely drink it before all that happened. You wouldn't believe how on top of the game I felt the next morning. For best results, make pre-alcohol your first drink of the night. Go to zbiotics.com, Locked On College, to learn more and get 15% off your first order when you use Locked On College at checkout. Z-Biotics is backed with 100% money back guarantee. So if you're not satisfied, they'll refund the money. No questions asked. Remember to head to zbiotics.com/LockedOnCollege. Use promo code LockedOnCollege at checkout for 15% off. But that's not all. We also have FanDuel. FanDuel's fantastic. FanDuel's great. FanDuel's incredible. What you need at FanDuel.com. Get over there right now. Every single thing that we give you on locks from yesterday will still be there. The 34-point spread that Georgia has up on Mississippi State. I don't know if they're going to keep it or not. I don't know if they're going to do anything or not. I don't know if it's going to cover or not. I don't think so, because that's way too many daggum points. I'm a pass on that. But I am a taker on the under team total for Mississippi State. It's going to be under 10. You can go ahead and sprinkle a little money line action on the shutout and get some juice on it. FanDuel.com, the official sports book of Locked On Bulldogs, Locked On Podcast. Over at FanDuel.com is where Daniel and I go when we want to go ahead and make bets. And right now, you put a $5 bet down, you get $200 in bonus bets. $5 bet gets you $200 in bonus bets straight to your account. FanDuel.com, make every moment more. All right, y'all. That's what I was excited about. Now I'm talking about what I'm nervous about. And there's a couple things. It's Mississippi State week. This, for all intents and purposes, Mississippi State is a down program in the SEC. They're not a juggernaut. They're not who you would call to be even on the level of Auburn. I mean, Auburn can go ahead and get up on somebody and sneak up on them. Mississippi State can't sneak up on nobody. They're still fighting. They're still clawing. They're still scratching. They're an up-and-coming program. They think they got the right head coach. Here's what I'm nervous about. With all that being said, I'm nervous that if there's a few early mistakes of execution, that all of you will be heaping on the Kirby going to Jets rumors, the Carson Beck ain't him conversation, which, by the way, I saw this. Every single person that watches film and studies film and like every single person. We were on here earlier talking about Mike Bobo, and earlier this week, Mike Bobo needs to go ahead and convert in the red zone and scoring opportunities, points per drive. But efficiency, he is there. He gets the team in opportunities. It's now the players' responsibility to execute in those situations. Every single person that watches film goes ahead and says, Carson Beck and Mike Bobo came down from a Mount Everest of points against Alabama in T-Town and had the lead with 2.5 left. That's not a bum by any stretch of the. That's a great play caller. That's a great quarterback. I'm nervous that a couple mistakes early on, a couple of drop passes, a couple of incompletions, all of a sudden everybody's going to be thinking that Mississippi State is somehow like the Zips of Akron or Montana State or South Texas. See, some of y'all think that Mississippi State, while they are not a good team, you compare them to other. I'm nervous that we're going to get the narrative that, oh my gosh, we can't do this against Mississippi State. We can't do this against anybody. And the fact of the matter is, it's still an SEC school. Check out Vanderbilt. Like, if you think, and you hear me say Mississippi State is not an SEC team, stop it. Look at Vanderbilt. Took down Alabama. Guys, that's bad. I understand, but I'm nervous. Don't get this twisted. Don't get this backwards, because I think there is a chance that a couple of early mistakes are there as we continue to get guys healthy, as we continue to see Frazier back in, as we continue to see that pass pro, as we continue to see Lawson Lucky get reps, as we lose Dylan Bell. There's a couple of guys, and I just listed a couple spots that guys are injured. Center guard combo Tate Ratledge being done is really, really messing with our system on the offensive line. I don't think he played particularly well before the injury, but maybe the injury was part of that. But y'all, I'm nervous at a couple early mistakes, and we're going to start just heaping on hate because it's Mississippi State, because we think it's a video game, because we think it should be 21-0 at the end of the first. It might be that way. Don't come back to don't sleep on. But it might also be there's a couple of drop passes, a couple of guys. Anthony Evans gets in and he drops a pass, or Lawson Lucky is open and Carson Beck has to try to float it to the outside, and he's used to Oscar Delp dropping those things, so puts it in a little weird position. Calm down. I'm nervous that we're not going to be calm and rational, and that we believe the sky is falling. Look, this Georgia team is not the 2001, 2002. We're not that. But we don't have to be this year to win a championship, because no one is. Check back against Ohio State, Oregon, check back Texas, Oklahoma, and even then check back next week. Like, there's not a team out there. Ohio State is not this team. They've played nobody. Oregon is not this team. They have deficiency in offense. They struggled against Michigan State for a little bit, for a hot minute. Ohio State was neck and neck going into half against a very bad team last week and had to come out and run triple option essentially to go ahead and get into it. Look, guys, I think the success fatigue is real. If you look at the rest of the teams, I'm nervous that we're going to be comparing ourselves to 2021, 2022, those teams of Georgia, not this year of college football. Be okay with a couple of mistakes. We're still getting into that. We're still getting guys rotation through. Oscar Delp ain't it. Lawson Lucky's got to step up. Arian Smith can't catch. Maybe Evans has to. I'm sorry, I said Dylan Beller. I meant Colby Young. Colby Young needing to go down. Dylan Bell having to step in more now, and having other guys step in. London Humphreys getting back in after a transfer. Offensive line reshuffling. Frazier now being running back too, because Branson is not right. That's a lot to work through when you had a game plan before. And I'm just nervous that we're going to miss that in entirety. That's what I'm really nervous about. let's not do that. How about that? Let's just not do it. Here's the other thing I'm nervous about on defensive side of the ball. I'm nervous that our pass rush is going to be stymied by screen, quick hitting plays for a while. I'm nervous about that. I'm nervous that the drive might sustain for a little bit till midfield, a little bit beyond midfield. Michael Williams coming in, getting all gassed up, getting all excited. I'm nervous that Mississippi State is going to start attacking maybe our corners and our safety play, which you can talk to me about Dan Jackson's tackling rate, and you can talk about how great he's been. And I'm happy to have him here. But again, on these plays where we need him to be something other than consistent, he's not. He is consistent, which is great. But our DBs, our secondary has been very suspect. I think the most suspect group out of everybody. And I'm nervous that these quick hitters on Mississippi State, this offense is going to go ahead and exploit that a little bit. And we might see some chunk plays. And if that's the case, it's not going to be great for my emotional well-being. That's what I'm nervous about. Come back after this. I'm going to tell you what not to sleep on. Yeah, there's a few things that you shouldn't sleep on. But first, these. And these are Robinhood. Robinhood is the new gold standard. With Robinhood Gold, you'll need a silver spoon to eat up the financial favors of the 1%. Robinhood Gold allows others to get the rates and perks usually reserved for the high society. Now the resourceful individual with Robinhood Gold can earn the very liberal rate of 4.5 APY on uninvested cash, receive unlimited 1% deposit bonuses, and be rewarded with a handsome 3% retirement bonus in an IRA account. Robinhood Gold provides the privileges of a high net worth with any net worth. These generous benefits are now available for only $5 a month. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. And sign up at robinhood.com/gold. Terms applies. For specific product disclosures, visit robinhood.gold/gold. Investing involves risk. Rate may change. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold, LLC. All right, now what not to sleep on. Like I talked about, I'm excited about the young guys getting in. I'm truly excited, and I will take a couple of missteps in this because I think this is the game for it. I'm excited about the tackling rate going up. I'm excited to be in Athens and get the guys juiced up a little bit before we go on the road in Austin. I'm excited to see that go down. I'm nervous that our defensive backs are going to get exposed by some quick hitting stuff, and we have to be sure tacklers on the edge, which we haven't been so far. That's nerve-wracking to me. But don't sleep on this. Don't sleep on. If you were looking for a game and you're looking for a defense, for a time for the defense to be woke up. Hey, wake up, everybody. We're here. When you get this going, we need to understand. If ever there was a time for that, if ever there was a moment in which we needed to see this defense come out, show out, do something really incredible, now's the time. Don't sleep on. I called my shot earlier in the week. Don't sleep on a shutout in our first time this year looking at this defense and going, okay, now the Clemson game, we saw this in Clemson, didn't we? We saw a team just get absolutely pigeonholed, put into a box, and we said, you don't get to move. Don't sleep on that defense that we all saw begin the season, that reminded us so much of the excitement, that reminded us so much of the opportunity and the ability that we know we have on that side of the ball, the talent, the 4 or 5-star guys that have been recruited for years, the development, even the guys that went off to the NFL in drafts. Guys, don't sleep on this defense, remembering who they are. Just remembering who they are. And especially you want to go fast, you want to go tempo, you want to go hitters, you want to go all of that scheme as a little appetizer for Texas. That's fine with me because Texas ain't going to be the guys that line up and just bash our face in. That's not their game. They can't do that for long sustained periods. They just can't do it. Mississippi State can't do that either. Kentucky tried, failed. Alabama tried and did for a quarter and then couldn't do it anymore. Auburn tried, failed. Auburn had a little quick hitter on the outside. They tried to do some things. They showed some burst on the outside, even with Thorne scrambling and trying, but we contained it. Don't sleep on this defense coming out, showing out, being the defense that we have always known is there. And with the talent and the skill to go with it. Because I think if you look at what Mississippi State wants to do with the ball, if this thing snowballs, it's going to get beat up in a hurry. Sacks are going to pile up. Tackles for loss are going to pile up. I think these linebacker core, I think the interesting thing with Smile, I don't know what to make of it. No one has exact word on what this injury is. If it's really precautionary to try to get him to a situation in which he can do for the rest of the season, maybe get to Texas, maybe get to the next bye week. I have no idea what is going on there. But if you look at the linebackers we have, look at Raylan. This is the type of game that he's going to excel in. The read, the react, the go. The read, the react, the go. That's what our linebackers do extremely well. It's so positive to me to think about the skill and the talent of these guys and what they're going to be able to do. I'm all here for it. Also, don't sleep on this. Don't sleep on Carson Beck reminding all y'all who he is, having a crisp, clean game, having that completion percentage up well over 85%. In this game. I think he's going to be able to find his zones. I think he's going to be able to hit in rhythm. I think he's going to be able to have a clean pocket. And I think he's going to remind you all, and don't play the game where it's like, well, he's playing down to competition. If he can do this against this competition, he can't do it against the best. Again, he did it against the best. Alabama's defense might not be the best, but that situation, that was stressful in T-Town, down by that many to come back. It doesn't matter what defense you have. That still takes a lot. Don't sleep on him being 85, 90% completion percentage, 85, I think 85, 83% by all said and done. Because if he's able to do that, I think he does remind you all who he is. I think he is one of the better quarterbacks in this college football landscape. And I think he's going to show you that to a great degree. All right, my last don't sleep on. I'm going to give you one more, and then we're going to do a quick hitter as we're on our way out talking about recruiting. Because this just in, Dogs are still recruiting at a very, very good rate, and we're still grabbing dudes. And I'm going to tell you why that is really important for the rest of college football as it pertains to this weekend. Don't sleep on Lawson Lucky getting all of his reps that he needs. Now, this isn't like a don't sleep on. He's going to get targets. He's going to get reps. Everybody knows that. Kirby Smart's been talking about it. But don't sleep on Lawson Lucky becoming the best receiving threat we have on this team. I know Dylan Bell's there. I know Aaron Smith is there. I know Anthony is there. I know London is there. But I think at the end of the day, when we need a third down, it's going to be really crucial for me if we do get in a 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, and we go ahead and need a first down and we need some sort of route. And especially if Mike Bobo continues to call plays specifically for Lucky, don't sleep on him becoming the best receiving threat we have, a la Brock Bowers. Now, no one is Brock, but he might be. Look, don't sleep on him maybe being closer to Brock than you thought. And if that's the case, get really excited. Don't sleep on him being something absolutely magical, something absolutely great, something that we can't say generational because but something close to the best tight end in the nation. He has the size, speed combo. He has all of that. And now he's getting reps, and now he's getting opportunities, and now he's getting stick-to-itness, and now he's getting the call out. He's going to start getting attention. He's going to start getting it more and more. And I am here for it. Don't sleep on Lawson Lucky becoming the best tight end in the entire nation when all is said and done. Now I want to hit you as we leave with some recruiting news. Auburn is getting some love on the recruiting trail. Hugh Freeze can't coach a game, but he sure can recruit. Auburn goes ahead and gets some more dudes. They are now up to 3rd overall in the composite of class for this upcoming season of next year. This next recruiting class cycle is what I meant. Ohio State and Alabama sitting 1 and 2. I'm going to let you know where I think Georgia could land in all of this, because Georgia right now has 22 commits. LSU, the teams above them, here are the commits they have: 26, 27, 20 for Alabama, and 26 for Ohio State. Ohio State, Auburn, and LSU are nearing the completion of their class. Georgia, Alabama, and Texas still have room for improvement to add to the number. Alabama is 2, Texas is 6, Georgia is sitting there right there in 5th. And I think by the end of the weekend, we could be up to 3 and knocking on the door of 2. And the reason I say that is because right now what we have composite-wise, 5 stars, 4 stars, it doesn't matter what tape says, but 5 stars we have 3, 4 stars we have 16. Alabama has 5 stars and 12 4 stars. Georgia, if they go ahead and get 2 more 5 stars, which one could drop this weekend for a birthday boy, Elijah Griffin, that he comes in. We talked about him earlier this week. But if we go ahead and get 4 there, and then all of a sudden we look at Justice Terry and we look at another running back committed elsewhere, we'll look at a wide receiver committed elsewhere that's going to be here. If all of a sudden those 4 stars hop on, now we get 4 or 5 stars, and we're now up to 18 4 stars. We're going to be in the realm of that 1-2 category conversation. So also don't sleep on this. Don't sleep on us running up the rankings very soon and getting into the category of saying, yeah, we're now in the top 2 of recruiting class after we've been on quite a burner, and while we're getting more dudes that are yet to be out there because we have more room in the class. I've been saying this for a long time. If you look at the number of commits, we still have room 4 or 5 more spots where other teams don't have that many spots. They're closer to 1 or 2, and we have the dudes still out there. That's when you start filling in with a 3-star or something like that. We have room on the roster, room on the improvement where other guys might decommit. We're gonna lose a D line commitment when Justice Terry or Elijah Grissom go ahead and commit. We're gonna lose a couple of guys that are down on the rankings, but we're gonna make up for it. The rest of these teams have to compile 3 stars all the way through to kind of backfill. We don't. We're not going to have that. Everybody, this is Clint with Locked On Bulldogs, part of Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Come back where we do live reaction on Saturday. Daniel and I will be there all together, breaking down this Mississippi State hopeful victory. We'll see you guys then.